Lots of people close to Tyre Nichols are upset with the acquittals of 3 former Memphis police officers in the death of Nichols. He was pulled over in January 2023, ran from officers who eventually caught him and beat him and used stun guns while taking him into custody. Nichols' mother, who you just saw, called the verdict a week ago a devastating blow. WATE legal analyst Greg Isaacs joins me now as we look into the level of force police can use in an arrest. Greg, thank you for coming in and helping us understand this verdict.
Lori, it's good to be here.
There's video of the beating, several pieces of video. Nichols died of his injuries 3 days after this happened. How can the jury find the officers not guilty across the board?
Well, because of the tremendous pretrial publicity, a jury was impaneled from Hamilton County, brought to Shelby County to hear this state criminal case. There had already been a trial in federal court regarding civil rights violations. The officers were charged with second-degree homicide, aggravated assault, aggravated kidnapping, official oppression, and official misconduct. And after hearing the proof, the jury was out 8.5 hours. It spanned 2 days. Not guilty on all counts.
Were you surprised?
I was, and I still remember how riveting the compilation of body cams and street cameras were that captured this entire event. And Tyre was pulled over from a very minor misdemeanor traffic offense. He fled, which changes the legal standard in Tennessee.
And he fled after being tased.
Tased and beaten. So the defense really locked into the fact that he was a fleeing individual, a suspect. So here's what the law is on Tennessee. If someone flees, evades arrest, officers can use that degree of force that's necessary, but it has to be reasonable. Now, in this case, he was apprehended, beaten, tased, batoned, again, as his hands were handcuffed beside him.
And he was not armed.
He was not armed at all. So to use deadly force, the officers have to have a reasonable belief that a felony has been committed that involved serious bodily injury or salacious criminal sexual conduct, or that the officers are in imminent danger of death, serious bodily injury, or the general public. They have to identify themselves as law enforcement, and they have to say they're using deadly force.
Do we know they did that? Does the video show that?
The video really doesn't capture that it was done in that textbook kind of fashion, but at the trial there were experts that said the officers did not use an unreasonable degree of force, which is really remarkable when you see the video. But again, this does not mean the verdict does not mean they didn't do anything wrong. It means the state did not prove these very serious offenses beyond a reasonable doubt. And let me leave you with this. The elements of second-degree homicide are a knowing killing of another. I think they effectively pointed the finger at the officers that cooperated, especially Martin. And it's hard to say that they intentionally killed him, but a very, very unfortunate scenario.
All right, Greg, thank you.